Hey guys, it's Arlen of Awaken Sponda, and I am coming on real quick because today I listened to an interview on Rogan. It was a podcast with Kanye West, and I have to say, I just loved every minute of it. And to be honest, a lot of what Kanye does, I absolutely love. And some of us who are a little more broad in our expansion, right, and our understanding of like kind of where people are in their process. When he's been on his rants, we call them rants, right? Before, I'm always reading between the lines, and I hear Kanye. I feel him. It's one thing you can't say is that he's not honest. He's one of the most honest humans we have out there that get any attention on that public eye level, right? And he's for the most part being shut out, just like anybody else that speaks truth and from the heart. And that's what I wanted to actually talk about was how I walked around. The podcast is almost 3 hours, I think. And I was just listening and I was just resonating and feeling it, feeling all the things he's saying. Especially, I might have a different, I was also kind of in the music industry, and I was an MC for a time. So I have I have an understanding of what goes on in the music industry and in any bigger industry, and being in the holistic industry for 20 years. I see things happen to healers constantly, and it's disgusting. And he describes it as being raped. And I've actually, it's funny because I've caught myself in many conversations when I've been explaining to people in my passionate manner that I usually do, about how I feel about like the massage industry or like a spa industry, right? Where there's always somebody who's this overhead, the big money maker, right? The one with all the money. That wants to pay a therapist or healers, because that's what you are. If you go to school to be a therapist or anybody in this industry, more than likely you're drawn to being a healer. Like a balancer of energy. There's that's more or less people drawn to it. Other people don't care to help people, right? They don't care to physically help people get well. But what happens in this society, the way it's set up, is those people at the top take full advantage, and it is like I've described it as raping, like the girls and guys in these industries working for, probably not even a quarter of the income that they so deserve, because they're the whole reason that this person's making all the money. Plus, they went to school, they keep their licenses, they do all these things, right? So they're paying more out of pocket. You end up paying more out of pocket to help people, and then you get burnt out, and then you really just, your energy depletes, and then you don't even want to do the thing you came here to do as a creative, as a visionary, as an artist. I speak a lot about this, and so with Kanye, I just resonate so deeply with like just about everything he says, to be honest. And you have to be able to read between the lines and understand that Kanye's coming from Kanye's experience. So you got to give that to people. Like, I just think it's funny, all the criticism and all the people making nasty comments about him, things like that. How you expect this perfectionism from somebody on the outside, yet if we counted your fucking eggs, and if you looked in the mirror, you probably aren't quite perfected either, are you? Right? Like, it's so easy, like I said, just to look for this on the outside, because Kanye says he wants to be president and things like that, and that's his dream, and that's what he's saying he needs to do right now. Well, for whatever reason, he needs to do that, and I support him. I support him doing whatever he so desires and what he feels called to do, because whatever it's doing, if you think from a consciousness standpoint, he's helping everybody to see this level of awakening, spiritual awakening, Christ consciousness, an expansion even amongst the church, like believers who have an open heart, right? Of expanding out of just that limited thinking, because he's talking about consciousness and power of thought. If you listen to Kanye, he's just nailing it, and you got to give him grace. And if you notice in the interview, he slows himself down to think before he speaks. So you can tell he's becoming a little more disciplined in that. Before that was a lot of the problems. He was spouting off things, and a lot of people can't keep up, and a lot of people just want a problem. It's the way they're reflecting and the way they're seeing things, or what they want to see, right? Um, anyway, it's a level of your perception of it's a level of your own health, right? If you can see Kanye through the eyes of God, which is you, a healthy version of God in yourself, then you can clearly see that he's speaking truth and honesty. And his journey has been crazy. And I think it's all like, to me, I just see it as it's such a blessing for us to have him to look at right now, and to witness, really. Because remember, you're watching a reflection, a piece of yourself, right? So if he really rubs you the wrong way, triggers you, and things like that, maybe there's some things that you need to look at in yourself. That why are you being triggered? Ask yourself, what triggers him about you? Or what triggers him in you? What rubs you the wrong way? Where have you not given him room to be a human as you are? I mean, those are things to ask yourself. I don't know. I just dig everything he's talking about. Community, God. I mean, God is, it is self. Christ is us. So, no matter what level he's talking on, like, I could tell you this from somebody who is very widely expanded in my understanding, my perception. He's really got it going on, and I support him, and I send him love, and I think everybody should watch this interview. There's been so many, the media wants to shut him out, shut him down. He's crazy. He's mental. He's nuts. Well, let me tell you something. If people witness my awakening, when I had my Kundalini movements, when I had radical things happening and shifting in my life, if I had a video recorder on me the whole time, if I was famous, right, you would think I was batshit crazy too. It wouldn't make any sense. But if you're in my life and you understand me and you work with me, or you're actually presently in my life, you would see the radical metamorphosis within me. And you would also see what I do with others and how I serve others. And I've been serving others for years. Instead of all the negative talk or hate or whatever, all that stems from that kind of thing stems from one's own perception, one's own personal health and well-being, where they are energetically, where they are mentally, physically, all that. It's a reflection of you, not me. Like your perception of me is none of my business. Just like your perception of Kanye is none of his business. I'm just happy he knows that, and he knows who he is. Like I always say, it's like, a lot of times people who know who they are trigger people, and people get upset, and then they say they're narcissist or egotistical, or there's all these names we could put on it in a very linear manner. But we get uncomfortable when people are confident in themselves, because maybe we might be lacking that in ourselves, and when we see it in others, it triggers us. It makes us uncomfortable. But all that is an aspect of ourselves. So, I don't know. I don't even know what I just said. I just wanted to pop on. I have to go to a meditation right now. But I was listening to that for 3 hours, and I just, it just got me excited. And I want to show my appreciation, and I want you to know where I stand about that and with that. Just like I don't hate Donald Trump. And, I have my own views on that. But I'm comfortable in me, right? I'm sorry if you guys aren't. I'm sorry if other people out there don't, that's their own thing. It's not for us to worry about. So just keep being you, get to know you. And you're only going to do that through going in, right? And opening the heart. And that is exactly what happened to Kanye. You can, that's hands down. Everything starts right here. Once we get all this cleared down here, then we get to move up here. And it's like, wah, expansion. And then we really get to see the multidimensional universe we live in. The powers that we actually hold. We got to get out of the mind program. We got to get out of all that bullshit. And the things that keep us stuck. down in this physical reality, which is down here. Once we get here, all this magic starts happening. So anyway, I don't know. I thought it was cool, and that's my perception on it right now. And I'm sure I could say so much more. I don't even know what I just said now. So anyway, I love you guys, and go watch that interview and see how you feel. Watch it with an unbiased opinion, and make sure you know check your own health when you're watching it. Check if you ever get triggered. See what shows up. Anyway, all right. As within, so without. As above, so below. Love is all that is. So be it. That's all you gotta do. Be it. Starts here, then out here.